When I first came to Deer Lake, I thought, now's a good opportunity to make a new email signature. And I drew a self-portrait of myself and I turned that into my new email signature that looks like this. But first I started with 3 different designs, 3 different ideas that look like this. And I asked you to do the same thing. You guys did a great job making rough drawings of what your email signature could or should look like. Well, now we're going to try and make them ourselves in Adobe Photoshop, and we're going to do it like this.
So how big should our email signature be? As like, when I say big, I'm talking about a file size. When in doubt, check it out. I'm going to use Mr. Miller's. I'm going to go to Outlook. I'm going to search, inbox, search, Miller, Mr. Miller. This is what his email signature looks like. I'm going to drag that here, and there it is, thumbnail, Outlook, JPEG. Okay, minimize, open Photoshop. Okay, here's all my files. Let me go to File, Open, his thumbnail. I'm going to go to Image. I'm going to go to image size, and there's all the information that I need. It is 7.625 inches wide, 1.51 inches tall height with a resolution of 96 pixels. 7.625 inches. It needs to be 3 times as tall. So now setting up our file. I got to go to File, New. We want this in inches and not pixels. We want 7.625 inches. The height, since we're going to do 3 different signatures, his was 1.51 inches. We want to do 3 of these. So 1.51 times 3 is, off the top of my head, I'm guessing that's 4.53 inches. His resolution was 96. We want to double that. 96 times 2 is 192. Okay, we're going to do that in RGB color because this is strictly for computer screens, phone screens, tablet screens, you name it. Create. That's what our file looks like. Ruler, no ruler, ruler, no ruler, ruler. I want to come down here to 1.51. Oh, come on. Come on. 1.51. I want my next guide to be 3.02. Close enough. Our email signatures. Quick refresher, mine looks like this. So now I need to somehow recreate that in Photoshop. I need to go to File, Open Recent, Self-Portrait. I wanted you to keep this in its own floating file last time so that I can drag him over here. Oh my gosh, it's huge. Close. Edit, transform, scale. I need to shrink this guy to about this size. That'll work. All my thumbnails have this picture included, so let me put one here, and one here. I can close out Mr. Miller's thumbnail. I should probably save this. I think I'm going to turn this background layer off and merge all of these into one file. And now I'm going to create a new layer, drag this underneath. My first picture has a big explosion on black. There we go. What is the easiest way for me to make the explosion? Let me make a new layer. Red, brush tool, red. Can I make that bigger? Yes, I can. Orange. Oh, I can make that softer. Yellow, and then a white inside, like that. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to get my smudge tool, and in this explosions layer, smudge, 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 smudge. Do lots of smudges. You probably don't have an explosion, so you don't even need to worry about this. Filter, blur, radial blur, zoom. That looks pretty cool. I need to come up here to edit, transform, scale. Uh-oh. I got out of control real fast. Okay, this is neat. This is something we have not talked about yet, but I'm going to merge down onto my black layer. So now it looks like that. Okay, I made a new layer with just this guy. These guys are still in their own layer, but I wanted to show you this. If you right-click in here, blending options, this lets you give your layer some effects. I'm a big fan of the stroke layer. The stroke is an outline around whatever you have. I can change the color. I want the color to be this orange. So now it matches the explosion. I can affect the size of the outline. I can make the outline on the inside. I can make the outline centered. In this case, I want the outline outside my figure. And he looks like that. I'm going to do this effect for my letters too, but right now I can go ahead and merge down, and now my figures look like this. Time for some text. Now text comes in its own layer, so I'm just going to type my name, and that, boys and girls, is gigantic. Highlights, 72-point font. Is there a different font that I like? There's so many choices. Too many choices. Let's go with impact, because it has an impact. Is there a bold? No. All right. How can we play with this? Right now, it is a text layer. There's probably better ways to do this, but this is the best way I know how to. Maybe someone smarter in the future can show you a better way. I'm going to make a new layer, turn these eyeballs off, merge visible, and now this isn't a text layer anymore, it's an image layer. So now I'm just going to manipulate this like I would any image, transform, skew. I want this tilted a little bit, like that. I want a star above the eye, so let me go to Google. I could draw a star or just find a star, which is easy. That'll work. Edit, copy, edit, paste. Oh no! You know why that happened, kids? Because it had this background. I believe that's a PNG. We want a JPEG of some sort. That'll work. Copy, edit, paste. Oh gosh, magic wand. New layer. Black, fill it black. Delete. Okay. That's my star layer, kids. Edit, transform, scale. Drag it up here. Select inverse. This is a whole lot of stuff you guys probably won't be doing, so bear with me. I do like that. Merge these together. There's my name. I want to make all of these letters white. Paint bucket tool. Oh, contiguous off. All the black becomes white. I want to go to blending options, and I want this to have a black outline. Stroke, black outline. I can make it thicker like that. Pretty happy with that. Edit, transform, scale. That is gigantic. G.I. Joe is the theme of this picture. It has a font like this and a big old red, white, and blue stripe trailing from behind. So in here, pencil tool, red, way too big, Shift, hold down, click. There's a straight line red. There's a straight line blue. Paint bucket white. There we go. The only thing I want to do now is type my credentials, and I think I'll stick with impact font. Let's go with, let me do all caps for this. Deer Lake Middle School Visual Arts. Again, that's gigantic. Let's go with 36. Oh my gosh. I didn't grab that part. Still too big. 24. That'll work. I do think I wanted this to be black. So let me carefully highlight this layer again. Come up here to text. Make it black. Man, still too big. Let's go with 18 and leave it at that. Oh no, I should have locked that down. And let's see. The G.I. Joe quote is knowing is half the battle, so that'll be my quote. Highlight that. I know I'm going to have to make this white just so it shows up. That is one of my email signatures. Just because I like to keep my things orderly, I'm going to go merge visible. Okay. Another one of my email signatures said, in all caps, said Billy Penn, except this time it was the school colors, blue and green. There is a green Billy Penn. What I can do now is copy that layer. They're both green. I can go to this layer, highlight this, find a dark blue like that. Green is on top. I can nudge a drop shadow behind it. And then what I will do is grab that green again. In a new layer, type Deer Lake Middle School. Probably make this a little bit tinier. And knowing is half the battle. There is my quote. That is another email signature. My last email signature looks like this, and now I'm going to try to recreate that. I do think if I copy these layers, drag them down here like this. I wanted the Deer Lake logo. Please be in Google. Oh my gosh, there it is. That's a good one. Edit, copy image, edit, paste, edit, transform, scale. Make sure it fits in there. And turn my background layer on. Oh man, this has a tiny black line around it. There we go. Merge visible. Oh, I want to turn contiguous back on. I want to do every letter black. There's got to be a smarter way to do this. Unfortunately, when I made my... Okay, I just made a copy of that. Contiguous. There. And now I just go back. Such a knucklehead. There's my 3 email signatures. File save. What you want to do now is figure out what your favorite one is. I like all of these, but I do think I like this one the best. I'm going to go to my crop tool. I'm going to crop this one, hit enter, and I'm going to save a copy as email signature copy. Sure. Save that. We're still not done, kids. Go back to here, Control Z. My picture's still there, Control S, save it. And the last thing I want you to do is File Open, find your copy right here. And I don't know if you remember this. Let me click off a crop tool just in case. We made this double the size that it needed to be. So let me go to Image, Image Size. Look at that. It's the right size, except the resolution should be a little bit smaller. That looks super tiny, but that will fit as an email signature. I'm going to go File, Export As, save that as a JPEG, put it as your email signature in Outlook. I'm not going to show you how to do that because mine's already set up, but you guys are a younger generation and very smart with this stuff. So surprise me, do that, mail it to me. See ya.